Alright, so before I end up filling up all the turrets, I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. And if you're just tuning in, so this is basically gonna be a short little base tour slash tutorial. I'll tell you the mats you need, and then tell you exactly how many turrets that we got up and how much ammo we're gonna put in each, just to start a base off on Extinction in the city tower. So all we're gonna do here is so we have an 8x8 square with a transmitter lined up against the pillar, right to center the entire building. So you have the transmitter against the actual structure in the back here, right? And then you build the 8x8 around it. So when you're looking at it, it's pretty symmetrical. On the left side, you got 4 rooms. Right side, you got 4 rooms. We got 8 people in our tribe. But I mean, obviously, you can alter the structure itself to see like whatever you want to do. You can put vaults on the second floor, or you can put people on the second floor. You get to have a room on there, or whatever. But for each one of our rooms, we each have 3 vaults, right? With a window hatch next to the transmitter. So if we're getting raided and we got to throw stuff to the person down low, they trap themselves inside the box and they catch the stuff, put it in the transmitter, get it out. That's for every single room. So the idea is to have like a tech bed in here for everybody, their own fridge and their own cryo fridge. So since we have 4 rooms on each side, everybody can customize whatever they want. And around the, what is this, the second floor is where you have the tech gen, right in the middle of the entire structure. So obviously you don't have to have the greenhouse walls or anything. You know, if you're on any official server, you want everything metal, unless you're crazy and you want to have it out of a greenhouse wall. So you have the tech genny in the middle of the base, and inside here, what we're gonna do is we have 5 cryo fridges on each side for all their tames. There's gonna end up being a wall here to block the tech gen. That way nobody can get in when they blow through. I'm gonna end up putting a few more turrets in here, probably a couple in the corners in the end. And then basically at the top here you can put like your industrial cooker, fridges against the wall, stuff like that. Kind of keep it up in the air away from everybody. Now like I said, so this is the 4th floor, right? Basically where I have my room. And when you look down, you got the transmitter again through the hatch. I think that's pretty good, especially in a PvP sense. You get raided, you throw stuff down there, get it out. Now, when we go to the top, we were debating on whether or not, obviously, looks like a role-playing base, but it's really not. When you get to the top, you can either make this your loot room. You could actually put a crafting station on the top of here, depending on if you wanted to do that. Or you could just have like one big room of vaults at the top. Now what we did here is we took about, mat wise you're going to want at least 300 walls, 100 foundations, and about 100 ceilings, depending on if you metal it out or not. Now, turret-wise, we brought over about 75 heavies and 100 normal turrets. And then we brought about 40 giant metal hatch frames. So, give or take, if you calculate all that up, that's about what you're going to use on this base. Now, bullet-wise, we're looking at about 20k. Now, that's just a start. What you want to do is I have 20k rounds, but I'm ended up putting more in. But since we just started on here and nobody's big enough to kind of come over and give us any trouble, we just decided to do that. Now, we did a little bit of a different configuration, okay? So, instead of putting all the turrets on hatch frames, 50 heavies went on hatch frames, 50 normal, and then on the bottom 25 heavies went on the ground. Now, like I said, you could build a crafting station on the top if you really wanted to. Now, I mean, that's good if you have a Quetzal, but I don't prefer farming on this map. But if you want to go ahead and just fabricate a big crafting station, put on top of the space, you could fit quite a bit up there. You could fit 4 forges on the back side, and then your, fabricators, chem benches, and stuff on the left and right. Now, the way we decided to do this is, okay, so before you see this ugliness, excuse the cliff plat placement, but it's a little tricky when you're building on this tower in the city. The cliff plat placements are hard. We brought 20 plats over, okay? So they're all on there, but see, there's gaps where they couldn't go at all. So that's going to be kind of hard when we do this. Now, with the plants, we plan on putting dino gates, so we got about 100 of those, okay? We're going to end up placing those all around the ridge. And then what we'll do is we'll configure like really tall sky towers like you normally would do on Official and go all the way to the top. As far as storage goes for dinos, you do have the entire area here on the top. But if you're a big tribe, you could take over each level of this tower in order to, kind of expand and keep all your tames on these platforms, which are pretty good. Now, what I would suggest if you're a big tribe and you're looking to build on here, I would go ahead and spam off the top of this tower all the way down. And whatever platform you don't use on it, spam that off with spikes, dino gates, and whatnot. Now let's get back to the base a little bit. The base here, what we're doing is obviously we didn't put a crafting station on the top. So what we did is on the, if you're looking at the base from the front, on the right side of this platform, we decided to make our crafting area. So how we're going to do it here, it's hard to kind of see, but I'll go into orbital for you. We have some fabricators, smithies, and forges on the left, and then we're going to line that back wall with vaults, right? Now where those pillars and ceilings are is going to be another 2 industrial forges, another 2 fabbies, another 2 smithies, and chem benches. So all together, for this little crafting station that we have, you need 4 forges, 4 chem benches, 4 fabbies, 4 smithies. Then in the middle, what we're going to do is put the replicator. So the replicator is going to go here between all of this. And excuse me, let me correct myself. You're going to need 8 chem benches. But we're going to put the replicator here, and then it should be good. Now, once we have all this set up, we're not going to really need anything else on here, so that'll be as far as I go with the crafting station, since this is my second base, and my main is on rag. Okay, so to get back to the tower, you have dino storage on that platform. You could also start like storing your flyers up here if you put a couple sky towers. So if you're looking at it from this point of view, you can kind of store like, I've seen people put golems up here. I've seen people put wyverns, whatever you want. But you can really get the feel for how big this pillar or this tower is by going out from it. We thought that an 8x8 base was basically big enough for us to operate out of being an 8-man tribe. So depending on how big you want to build, you could take up the entire platform, like with a big structure, and put a bunch of hatch frames on it, and just have like big death walls at the top. But I think when it comes to Extinction, you should really think about taking the cryo fridges and utilizing those, and just building really small and compact with a lot of sky towers. So you have one, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, about 9 platforms altogether that you can build on top of this tower. So another thing what we're gonna do later for our bigger dinos like Gigas, Rexes and stuff is we're gonna take Behees and basically put it all around the bottom. Now what this will do is create the dino pin that we're looking for, and I don't know yet exactly, but we'll just go ahead and we'll basically just cut this off, and then we'll put all our big dinos and probably even our breeding pins. So, but like I said, this is one of the most, I would say, optimal places to build on the server. And if you're a big tribe and you're looking for a lot of land and you don't want people to fob up on you, I definitely would choose this location when it comes to like raiding and whatnot. You could just do so much with it. As long as you spam up the top, nobody should be able to fob up on you and just snipe down on your tames. Now, I mean, it's really up to you where you build your main base. We decided to build ours there, but you could easily build it there, over here, in any of the 9 platforms that you're given on Extinction. Now, if you just stay tuned to our series and you basically come to the channel, you're going to see this base get a little bit better and bigger. So stay tuned for that over the coming weeks. Now make sure you guys drop a sub, follow, and like if you guys are new to the channel. If you want to know anything about the server.